Okay, I would like to call to order the Planning and Zoning meeting of September 18th. If we could all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm going to do roll call. So, Bettenhausen, Brophy.
Here.
Kolb. Linner.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Here.
Trevino.
Here.
West.
Here.
Now I need a motion to select Ron Lindstrom as the acting chair for tonight's meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Brophy.
Yes.
Linner.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
And I thank you, Board. Now I need approval for the minutes as presented at the regular meeting of July 17th, 2024. I need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Now second it, and roll call?
Oh, you're seconding it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Linner.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Brophy.
Yes.
And now, if we have anything open to the public for agenda items only,
No one's here.
and we have nothing here with that. So now we're going to go to new business. Keep it going. Now we're going to go to new business, and this is an annexation petition from Chicago Title Land Trust Company as trustee and known as trust number 80023702020. This property is 56 acres in size and located across the street from Amazon. And if you'd like to speak on the subject.
Yes,
Good evening,
thank you.
sir.
Good evening. My name is Al Damascus. I'm the attorney for the owner of the approximately 56 acres. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I wanted to distribute plans so that I can walk through the plans.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The property, as mentioned by the chair, is located directly north of the Amazon Center and just west of the light that's there in front of the Amazon Center. It's about 56 acres, and it currently is in Will County, and we'd like to annex it into the village of Monee. As part of that, we've had discussions, we've met with the village board preliminarily and met with staff as well as your attorney. And we were advised that before we could proceed with annexation, we needed to get your recommendation with regard to the zoning. As you'll see on the first plan on the official zoning map, this property is on the far left corner where you see the blue M1, and it's the property just to the left of it. All of the property around it is M1 that's located in Monee. Our proposal is to go in as a planned unit development M1, which we would, fit and work with the requirements, of the village with regard to planned unit development standards. And it ties in, with what you have there existing with Amazon across and with the vacant that's directly on West Monee, Manhattan, and their warehouses over on Ridgeland, just to the west of the property. If you go to the next plan, the property itself is about 10, 11 acres into the property to the north. There is a creek that runs across it. And so the proposal at this time is to develop the property between West Monee and Manhattan Road north up to the creek and continue to have the property that's north of the creek remain, have it rezoned, but to allow it, and that's we have the pre-annexation agreement, to allow it to continue to be used for agricultural use until it can be developed. The proposal here, our client would like to proceed as soon as possible to have it be, for productive use, along with his plans. And as you can see, the proposal would be to go north from the light, and it's actually presently marked on the village future plans to be Charles Street, that would go to the north and then would cut over east over towards Ridgeland. We would look towards working with Will County to get approval to allow us to go up to a point about 200 or so feet in, and then allow the entrance into the development. And we would look to first develop a warehouse building in the front, and then have truck and trailer parking in back of that. One of the issues that the village has raised with regard to truck and trailer parking is to make sure that the village gets sufficient revenue, and we were talking about an appropriate parking tax, that would relate to that. When it comes to the buildings, you certainly would get real estate tax revenue and everything related to that, and the parking around that would tie in with it. Then if you go to the further plans, the plat of annexation covers the entire property, and as you can see, we just have that prepared and ready to go with that. The next is a boundary and topographic survey, and that shows where the creek comes in with the basically the separated lines, and you can see the remainder of the property, which will stay agricultural until needed for future use. And then the last is the proposed preliminary plat subdivision, for the proposal. I'm going to be joined tonight by Thomas Gintilla, who's the owner of the property, and also by Bill Zalewski. But obviously they're not here yet, and I'm ready and available to answer any questions, and we'd really request your favorable recommendation.
Okay. Any questions, board? So we're just going to ask for the... Yeah, that's all. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I would wait until his clients come in.
Okay, we're going to wait until, okay.
Sir, can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Just for my clarification, maybe the board's. So would parcel 2 be where the warehouse would be located and the parking in back of that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far back would the parking be?
The parking would not go past the creek. So under the plan unit development ordinance,
Okay.
we've got to do, obviously the landscaping and everything else, but it would go no further than the creek.
And how big would the warehouse be?
At this point, it's contemplated to be 61,000 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the board's information, the owner also already operates a similar facility in Matson, right off Central Avenue. So you would take 57, if you're going south, it'd be on your right-hand side, and it's very well organized, and it seems very, very neat. The board did emphasize that it's got to be a clean operation, where it's not going to be disruptive to any residents or other corporations. But he does have a history in Matson, and from what we can tell, it's a very similar operation, and it'll be very beneficial to the village.
Yeah, he's very, very hands-on. He did all of that himself in terms of what he has planned there. So it's west of I-57, and it's got various warehouse buildings, precast and otherwise, and then the servicing that gets done internally within the buildings. So you don't have a lot of junk and everything around.
Would that be about the same size, the one in Matson, as proposed in Monee?
That's probably, I think it's a little bit slightly smaller. but it's about the same size.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard you also mention about landscaping. What is your exact plans on that?
Landscaping, especially for the properties to the west, we would do what the village considers appropriate, either berms or other kind of landscaping. And we're really very responsive in terms of what the village would prefer to have, whether it's berms or landscaping, and don't want to keep redoing plans, so we're really open to the village suggestions on those.
Okay.
So what we have to the west, there is one home that's on West Monee, and then everything else for the airport subdivision is very well set back. But there is, I've walked the property, there are tree lines there now, and we'd obviously keep those, and we'd put whatever the village, considers appropriate.
Nice.
I've done another sort of similar arborvitae, which grows incredibly fast, or berm-wise.
Nice.
Yeah.
It may be helpful to mention that the owner also has other property that's relatively close to this site.
Yeah.
And it appears though he would make a commitment that once it becomes contiguous to the village, he would annex into the village.
Yeah.
So, again, he's done a very nice job in Madison. I think the board impression was favorable. Everything's been up front. Our engineer, Jeff, has been working with their engineer, Mrs. Zalewski. There's a few engineering issues, but they'll be resolved.
Yeah, he's got additional properties, about 700 acres, that it right now is not contiguous to the village, but is quite close, and possibly through utility easements could be contiguous, so we just need to look at those. So that is part of our discussions with the village.
If you go down Ridgeland and go north, past Dralley, to your left, you'll see two blue silos. That's
Yeah.
the property.
Yeah.
That's the other parcel that he's got.
Yeah, and let me also just sort of talk a little bit further about the proposed plan. Thomas is somebody who wants to proceed quickly and is one of those that wants to get it done even earlier than normal approvals. So I'd like to, what he's looking at is he wants to see where the trend of development is. So for example, there is a property just to the east of the proposed Charles Road that right now is vacant. So depending upon how that develops, that could also affect, how this property develops, for the village's benefit. So we will work with the village on that. So the suggestion is to use asphalt grindings, which Will County allows, for a base, so that if there were changes, for example, in the area for the parking, that we could change that into warehouses pretty quickly, or we could change it into other uses, offices or otherwise.
So you're referring to that property that is now owned by LFI?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on the northwest corner.
Yeah, Ridgeland, and then
And
extends to this Charles,
Monee, Manhattan,
to the
yeah.
border with us. Yeah.
That guy would appreciate it. He hasn't been able to get us to budge on our feelings for what he wanted to put there. So,
Yeah. I don't, I can answer any questions, so even if I'm sorry that my client's not here, but I talked with him about half hour ago, and I know he's coming.
We can continue with the meeting without them. I could ask for a
that's fine.
favorable recommendation.
That'd be super.
Okay. All right, board, we're going to ask for a favorable or unfavorable recommendation on this. I need a motion to approve it or not approve?
I'll make the motion
For
to approve.
To approve.
favorable? Okay.
Favorable.
I'll second it.
Okay.
And roll call.
Lindstrom,
Yes.
Trevino,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Brophy,
Yes.
Linner.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for your consideration.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck.
Good, thanks.
Looking forward to you guys being around.
Thank you.
Alex, I'll present the favorable recommendation to the board, and they'll give me the marching orders to proceed with the annexation at the next board meeting, which is Wednesday.
So at that
Yes.
meeting, it'll simply just be formally taken up
Yes.
in time
You don't have
set
to be
for,
present.
okay,
But now you can tell Tomas,
Yeah.
he denied it.
When he walks in,
Tell him a fellow Lithuanian that denied it.
Tell me, beat us up.
Okay, thank
All right,
you very
boy,
much.
thank you, sir. Good luck with everything.
Okay, thanks.
All right, now forward, I need a recommendation to adjourn.
I'll make the recommendation.
Second.
And roll call.
All right. Trevino.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
Brophy.
Yes.
Linner.
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Yes.